Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you a very quick update on Litecoin. We're going to be zoomed in on the 4-hour chart. That's the one I've been looking at very close now, guys, just because of these reactions, these movements. So we're going to dig into this. Right now we're at 71.96. We're up 8.13%. So we're seeing a nice little move here, but there's a couple things that I want to mention to you. And I'm also going to show you some of my targets, my areas where my alerts are. So I'll know when moves are happening. I want to be alerted of them. So I'll show you that type of stuff as well, guys. And if you enjoy what we do here, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you all being here with me. So guys, what we've been looking at now for quite a while, this has been, and remember, we're on the 4-hour chart, not the 1 day. This has been a short-term downtrend that we've been dealing with now. What we've been having here on the 4-hour chart is lower highs, and we've been having those lower lows. And you see after each drop, here's a drop, we have this reaction. Another drop, we have a reaction. And guys, what I want you to pay attention to, we have to see if this is an actual move that's going to break this trend line or if this is just another reaction. So we're at a critical area for Litecoin right now, and you can see where my first alarm is. So I'll know if it breaks 73.09, I'm going to get alerted on that. Or if it breaks down below 68.92, I'm going to be alerted of that. That's the range that I'm looking at right now, because what we've done, we have basically wicked up to this trend line again. So now we're either going to break through this trend line, which we would need to break it with conviction on serious volume, because we still have this 100 and this 200-day moving average over top of us, and it's in a death cross right now, pressing down upon us. Do you see this 100 that's crossing down over this 200? So those two right now are acting as overhead resistance as well as this trend line. So if we break out of those, you got to be careful of a false break where we'll come up to this area and then you can actually fall back down even farther. That's why you would look for serious volume to accompany this move if we are to break to the upside, and that's why I have my alarm there. And remember, a nice serious trend line break out of something like this, guys, would probably put us up, you know, to test this range right in that $83, somewhere right up in there, because if we break that, that would be the first stop we look at, where we wicked up to it in this area, and then we came here as well, couldn't get over top of it. So that's where my target would be if we were to break out of this and just smash through these things. Okay, now downside target, if we see rejection off this, guys, what you do basically, or what I like to do, I'm going to measure this in terms of this downward move, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to apply it from here, so it's something similar. It's history, and I like to use history because a lot of the times you see these, they just repeat themselves. So I'm going to take that, and we'll see, guys, it's about down 11%. Now, with the down 11%, what I'm going to do now, so say we are to break to the downside here, we're going to go down around 11% or so. That put us around that $64 range. And like I told you, I have some buy orders down in this area, around that $61, $62 range, because this is an area I would suspect that we would get some type of a bounce off, just because we've moved sideways for so long, and this was a serious area now. And we broke through that resistance, and what we want to do is see that resistance become support. We would want to consolidate upon that. All right, so just be very aware, guys. So upside targets now, we're looking up in this range here for a serious move, a trend line break around that $83, and to the downside, I'd be looking around that 63, 64, right in that range. So, and it's important, guys, to play moving averages. You really have to look at moving averages and say, okay, this is what's going on, or this, you know, we have these as support, we have these as resistances. So right now on the 4-hour, what you're seeing is we're up above this 30 EMA, which was acting as overhead resistance. We got up above that, we closed up above that, and now, guys, I'm going to zoom in for you, and we'll look at what we're actually dealing with here. And now, so we got up above this 30, and now we're actually just barely below this 50 moving average. We're going to have to pay attention to see if we close down below that or if we're going to close up above it. But you see the tight little range we're working in here. And guys, this was a nice move. It was a sharper move. It almost kind of looked like one of those atom bottoms, a very, very sharp move. Then we came up, and now we're seeing a little bit of stalling in this area. So we're going to have to keep our eye out, and that's why I have my alert set at 73.09 to the upside, and then 68.92 to the downside is what I'm looking at, because truly, guys, we could break either way. That's what I want you to realize. We could either have that nice trend line break, or this could be the point where we see rejection and then we start falling back down for a lower low. So, you know, and I do think it's important with the halving and everything that's going on with Litecoin. You know, guys, we may not get too many more chances. Say it does come down in this area around that 60 or whatnot. That's where I have basically buys started, are in this area, and then I have them heavier as we go down. But you know, Litecoin, I really believe it in the long run, or the long term. The top in the next bull market, $71 is going to be some cheap Litecoin. I do believe that, you know. And remember, I'm not your financial advisor or anything. I'm not telling you to buy any right now. But what I'm telling you is this coin is still very undervalued at $71 with only 84 million and all the things that it provides and the community behind it. Obviously, the Litecoin community, guys, is one of the best communities out there. So, just pay attention to that. And also, guys, right here, so we had this beautiful candle we pushed up, and now on this trend line, you see this basically like spinning top or doji candle. It's a little thick on the body to be a doji candle, but you can see that indecision, and then here we have one of those dojis right there, and that's directly at this area, at that trend line. Do you even see how we wicked up to it a couple times and tried to get through it? That's how powerful these trend lines are. And if you haven't seen my video, go back and look at the short term, the intermediate term, and the longer term trends, and that's what we're trying to identify here. We're going to see if this trend changed. We're in a short term downtrend. We're in an intermediate term bullish uptrend overall for the macro there. So look at that, and then look at this in itself. This is just a minor little trend, and we're going to see if this is the one that gets it started. Maybe we'll blast out of this, come back test this area, and then move forward. There's all different types of scenarios, and that's why you have to be prepared and you have to be ready. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is the RSI and see how our relative strengths look, and to see if we, are going to get up or have a potential of getting up above this trend line. So now on the RSI, it's looking like it's a little weaker here, guys. We made that nice move. It almost looked like a double bottom here. Then we came up, and now we're starting to hook down and around. But remember, those things can change. You can hook down here, and then you can actually make another move up. That's a possibility. Or we really could just start dropping back down, because this is kind of at the resistance area. If you're seeing this, I'm kind of spotting it right there. You can see it's hooking at that area. So we're going to have to see, though. Guys, it could be a short-term down, and then you pop right back up. That's a possibility as well. And remember, in trading, it's all about putting the odds in your favor, and that's why I'm showing you guys there's bullish things taking place, there's bearish things taking place, and you just have to have a plan for them. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to tell you where to buy, where to sell, anything like that. I'm not your trade call guy. I'm on here to give you a direction in terms of these are the upside targets I'm looking at, these are the downside targets that I'm looking at. If I was a trade call guy, that'd be different if I had a private group or something, but here on YouTube, I'm just trying to teach you technical analysis. You make up your own mind. And, I got different stuff going on where I can get in and out of trades pretty quickly. So, guys, keep that in the back of your mind where we're at right here on the trend line and also the RSI. We're going to keep a close eye on that. And then I wanted to show you the MACD. And then we'll step back to the 1 day. So with the MACD, we do have that bullish cross. So let me show this to you. See if I can get it up a little bit. There we go, guys. All right, so we had that bullish cross. You can see that on the 4 hour, and we're just moving straight up right now. Histogram's still moving up, so we're going to have to see. So this is looking pretty good. But that, obviously, guys, it's a lagging indicator, so this is taking into play. We had that nice cross there, and we're moving up. That's taking into account this move right here. Probably hasn't factored in that we're slowing down around this trend line yet. So I'm going to be looking at that. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to bring to you here. Let's go to the 1 day real quick. Just see what's cooking on that chart. All right, so on the 1 day, guys, if we close here, though, we'll be closing up above the 50, which would be great. And then we would be battling with that trend line still in this 30 EMA. But what we would be having here, if we close like this would be a bullish engulfing candle. Now, with the bullish engulfing candle, you would want to see more volume with that. But this is something we're going to have to pay very close attention to see if we do end up closing that type of way. Because right now, guys, there's hardly even a wick at the top there. That looks like a Marabazoo candle. So, it's not a company with a ton of volume. We're going to have to pay attention to that, but the day's not out yet, so that volume could grow. But that definitely is right here a bullish engulfing candle. So we're going to have to look at that closely as well. That's what I want to show you guys. We're still holding the 100. We're still holding the 200. We're trying to get back up above that 50, and then we have that 30 EMA and that trend line overhead. So if you like what we do here, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you being here with me today, and just keep your eye on these things. We're at some critical areas now. God bless.